guys, is this thing on?
I'm sure I plugged it in. Is that plugged in over there?
Andy, is this thing on?
Checking. 1, 2.
Is this thing on?
Check. I have phantom power.
Welcome to Chicks with Gear, the podcast, where three lifelong friends get together to drink some coffee, play some music, talk about gear, and our quest for the most perfect acoustic sound on stage. I'm Deb.
I'm Julie.
I'm Andy.
He's not a chick. No, he's not. He's our resident gearhead, the fabulous Andy Most. Andy.
Julie.
Hey, how do you feel about introducing our very special guest today?
I've been looking forward to this. Today, we have my favorite fan club president I've ever had, otherwise known as Deb and Julie's mom, Mrs. Doyle, Alice.
Yes.
Mom, welcome to the show. And happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. I'm very honored to be here.
Oh, well, we're very excited to have you here today.
Thank you again. It's just awesome, your show.
Well, Mom has been a big part of our music world since we were just little bitty kids. And she would take us to our music lessons every week for I don't know how many years, encouraged us to perform for her and our dad and our grandparents who would come over weekly, and we would put on skits and play music. And basically anyone that came to the house, we would torture them with our music abilities.
And don't
Still
forget.
doing it.
Oh, no. And don't forget, she would always drive us to the nursing home when we were on our circuit because we obviously couldn't get there on our own. And always had the biggest smile on her face. And when we got older, she helped us get our first real gig.
That's right.
Yes.
She's still bringing your gear that you forgot to gigs.
Yes, as a matter of fact. She does.
Well, Mom was our official fan club president back in the day and used to come visit us in Nashville to help us out with shows and would come to Fanfare, which is now called CMA Fest. And she knew how to run a show back then.
Yes, she does. And now she's Andy Most, president of his fan club.
That's right.
I'm a little jealous. No, just kidding. And look, she even got some swag.
Oh, look at this. Did you make that yourself, Mom?
Yes, I did.
Well, that is pretty awesome.
And she's an incredible artist.
Yes, she is an incredible artist.
She is an incredible artist. She paints beautiful things.
She does.
And taught Julie how to paint. So some of the stuff behind us was painted by Miss Julie.
And Alice over there, the one-eyed patch
That's right.
pirate back
That's
there.
right. Baxter over there. Mom did that painting.
My Bob ornament.
That's right.
Amazing.
Bob the cat.
They've never met. We're too afraid of the fireworks.
So,
But there they
Mom,
are back there.
so, Mom, what do you think about being on the podcast?
Well, I'm really nervous.
Don't be nervous.
But you guys,
We've only had 6 weeks of this, so we're still new.
Yeah.
but you do a great job.
It's magical.
All three of you.
So, Mom, as Andy's president of his fan club, do you have anything planned for CMA Fest for him? Because it is coming up.
Oh, inquiring minds want to know.
Oh, we would love to do something for Andy.
Yes, what were you thinking? Anything coming to mind?
Think you want more hats.
Oh, more hats would be
yes.
good.
More hats.
Yes.
Some T-shirts.
T-shirts.
Let's say the fabulous Andy Most. That's what I
Yes,
say.
that's really awesome, Mom. Yes. What about us? Are you doing?
No.
Well, I don't have to anymore because
I know.
you don't need my help.
That's right. So she's taking on Andy.
Oh,
Yeah.
we could use some help. I'm just saying.
So, what made you want to be his fan? When I know you come to shows, is it his like extraordinary guitar skills? Is it all the gear he has? Like, what would you say was the one thing you're like, I need to be his president?
I think he's the most amazing guitar player I've ever
Oh,
heard.
there you go.
And I
Yes.
tell him that at every show, and I think I embarrass him. But it is. He's
Well,
fantastic.
I'm sorry. People in marketing tend to embarrass people, so you're doing a good job, Mom.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Oh, yeah.
you know, people who are artists don't always like to shout their own horn, toot their own horn, maybe?
Shout their own horn.
Shout-
Their own home.
What? Wow.
Shouting.
Well,
Mix
that's what
mix
marketers
sayings.
are. That's what I did for a
That's
job.
right. All right. Good answer, Mom.
Andy, do you
Yeah.
have any questions?
Fabulous answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a couple of questions.
Oh.
Which one of your daughters, from the time they were born until they left the house, cried the most?
Ah.
I don't think either one of them did.
Right?
Oh, good answer.
Well,
Good answer.
Because God blessed me with two children that they were easy to bring up because I was worried about being a mother.
Right. Wow.
We were magical children.
Aww.
No, she's
Well.
being too sweet.
Okay.
I would say I was the crier.
You were the
Don't you think
crier?
I was kind of
She
a
was
crying?
a crier.
Crier. I would say.
Yeah.
I still cry at like sweet movies and that kind of stuff. I do.
I never used to be a crier, but now I am. Like I cry. I can't even get out statements sometimes. I saw this
Whining
commercial.
isn't the same as crying, Deb.
Oh, I meant that right there.
But I will say I do have a vivid memory. I don't know how old Julie was, but you and I were working out in the yard like we still do. And all of a sudden, we could not get back in the house. Remember?
Oh.
Do you want to tell that story on Julie?
Yes, well, she was 18 months old and she had locked the door on us.
Yes.
And the only way, and ran around the house, we could hear her laughing.
We could see her looking out the windows.
giggling. And the only way she answered was my neighbor across the street came down to the
Yeah, I
door
was afraid
and
of her.
pounded on the door and said, no, you open this door now. She was-
Yeah, she was
Yes.
mean.
And she terrified all the little girlfriends I had
Oh, yeah.
because she was 2 years younger than me and Barbies were a big thing. And I wasn't super huge about Barbies, but she was. And Barbie had a little Barbie car and
Oh,
one
yeah.
of our girlfriends had brought it over. And we had a big hill and Julie sat on the Barbie car and rode it down the hill. And my friend's like, that's my Barbie car. She's on
It was
my Barbie
perfect.
car. Yes.
It was my favorite color. It was green. And it was a
Yes.
convertible.
It was
And I sat my
big diaper butt in her car.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you expected.
Speaking of terrifying your friends, I
no.
understand Deb B
Is
learned karate.
Oh, that was
That was a necessity.
a girl that was, I made Debbie too polite as a
Debbie Farini. No, Lisa Farini. No.
Linda
Lisa-
Farini.
yeah.
Lisa
Linda
Ferroni.
Farini and
Lisa-
Linda Farini and Lisa Ferroni. They
Yeah.
tag team me.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Me and my friends, but
So-
specifically me.
well,
Yeah,
she
Linda
got in the
Farini
car
was
one
the-
day.
I can see it.
Linda
Yeah.
Farini was the big bully, and then Lisa Ferroni was her toady.
That's correct.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So I would
Well-
come home from school and then we would have dinner and then I would be crying, telling my stories of how they tormented me in the homeroom class because of some of the clothes you used to make me.
yeah.
And some of the outfit choices I made that were not your fault, they were mine.
Well, I was shocked having two daughters. I never thought I'd have the problem of fighting.
That's right.
And so my husband said, she needs to learn karate.
That's right.
Yes. So off to Master Sifu,
Yeah, so Julie had to come too.
of course.
Yes,
Of course.
So we had to learn karate.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I don't think you needed it, though.
No, I.
You scared people away with your...
Well, I've heard about what happened, but we'll leave that for another episode, I guess.
I will just say this: the karate did come in handy.
Oh, yes. Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
And then it gave you the confidence to go on to be prom queen.
That was several years later, but
It's only a year later.
No.
it was.
No.
I was like a freshman.
Oh, okay.
And that was junior prom.
Yeah, and that was junior prom.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
It took 2 years.
it took a couple years to get the but nobody bothered me after that.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Because she whooped her. And
Hayat
bit
her.
her. And hiya, karate. Well, your arm's there. I might as well bite that too.
I had some good, kicks.
And then she became a friend of yours.
No, she
No,
didn't.
she didn't. No.
She didn't?
No.
No. The one thing when I watch The Wizard of Oz that I don't like is when they go lions and tigers and bear. Oh my, because that's what they would say when I would walk in with my skirt that you made me that I love so much, had tigers and bears on it. And they would go, oh, look, it's Dr. Doyle and her lions and tigers and bear. Oh my. And the whole homeroom would be saying that right before classes started.
Foul. I know. People are cruel.
I
Well,
didn't
and
know
the
that.
fact that they would shove people in their lockers and
Yes.
knock all the books down and
Smash you on the head. with
smash
books.
you in the head with books. It wasn't. It was
Sucker punched
It was
in
a
the
rough
tummy.
time.
Yeah, it was tough. So karate, I'm just saying.
It's the great equalizer.
Yeah, it is.
It's a confidence builder.
Uh,
I haven't really
Roundhouse
done
kick.
much karate in a very long time. So, but what's funny is I do remember some of the like self-defense moves that they showed us. I was showing Kirkland once and he was like, oh my gosh. And then I thought, oh no, what have I done? He's going to go to school and choke people. And the famous one is this one when they grab you. He could not believe that just that little pressure would hurt and pull your arms off of somebody. So I'm like, oh no, please tell me he's not going to go to school and
He
do
did
that.
not.
Thank goodness.
No.
I was very worried.
he's actually a very kind boy. at
Oh,
school.
I know he is, but I just, just was worried that
Now when he was
Deb.
now when he was little, he would walk down the hall. They called it bowling for toddlers because he would swing his arms and he would knock all the other kids down just by walking. True story.
oh,
Baxter, come back.
Bagger's like, I want no piece of that. Nope.
Well,
Yes.
yes.
I had Debbie taking dancing lessons, and one
right.
day she came home and said she didn't, very politely, didn't care to take them anymore. And I went, oh, really?
Ow.
And I said, why? And she goes, I want to play trumpet.
That's right.
I was horrified because
I would have been horrified also. Man.
Trumpet. What?
I was thinking,
I don't even know.
they all
how
played
that's-
trumpet, but my husband played it. And
Yeah.
that was the best thing that ever happened, really.
Yeah.
Because they were in a band at school, and Mr. Hogan,
Mm-hmm. He was a fabulous music teacher.
yeah, he
He
really
was.
was.
He was.
And then you learned organ.
That's
Your
right.
trumpet teacher taught you organ.
He did.
Yeah. Because he wanted her to be able to accompany at our nursing home shows,
Yes.
to be able to play
Piano.
chords on the piano and then us be able to play our trumpets.
And which I did. I would play the trumpet with this hand and play chords here.
It was
And
so cool.
Okay, so this needs to come back. This-
No.
yes.
No, it doesn't. No, I can't even. I have no embouchure. Look, so Coco wanted to play trumpet in the band a
That's
couple years
right.
ago, and so I got her a little used trumpet. I could barely do a scale. It was
you have to build your embouchure up.
oh
And the other thing, I had tried a trumpet a couple of years ago. Well, more than a couple of years ago now. But just like the pressure on my head, I think you have to get used to that too. Like it was just like, ooh.
yeah
Yeah.
it was
And the nursing homes, those were a tough crowd to play to.
Right?
they were
If they didn't like you, you would know it.
Well,
They just take their little wheelchairs and get the hell out.
oh, I don't remember them booing us or anything.
No, they
like
never
that.
did.
They
They
liked
were
us.
so
you know,
nice.
just
We were
rattling
so
their canes. Oh, man.
Oh, too loud.
turn it down.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the Eagles.
Oh, who doesn't want to hear the Eagles?
We used to play the Eagles.
Mhm.
It's nice.
Yeah, what song?
We used to play.
Oh, Danny Boy was your favorite.
No, it was not.
Oh no.
Oh yeah,
And that's
about
not
that
an Eagles
unicorn
song. Foul.
What Eagles song?
I can't remember. What
Take it easy.
That's right.
Right.
Take it easy.
Take it
Okay.
easy.
Did we do Lion Eyes?
We did Lion
Lion
Eyes.
Eyes.
Your Lion Eyes.
Yeah.
So Lion Eyes.
And,
That's one of my favorite songs.
Mm-hmm. And maybe Tequila Sunrise.
I don't even know her.
I don't even know her.
We did not. No, we did not play Hotel
Didn't
California.
they do
No.
Hotel California?
They did.
The
Yes.
Eagles did,
Yes.
but
Good one, Mom.
This would be cool.
Sisters Wadi did not.
We could do dual trumpets on that solo.
Oh gosh,
man.
no, thank you.
This could be, okay.
On the
No.
Tequila Sunrise song.
No,
on
Hotel California.
Hotel California.
Epic guitar solo.
The twinning. Yeah, we'll do that with
That's
the
right.
trumpets. No, we will
With one hand and organ. The
not.
other.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, I never played the trumpet with the organ. Like
Oh,
I played
okay.
piano first. So we had a little
Yeah.
piano at the house and I was there like this playing.
Because a lot of the nursing homes had pianos in them
yes.
Right.
already there, waiting for us.
We didn't have to bring it in.
we didn't have to carry it. Thank goodness, because that would have been very interesting.
Yes, it was very interesting. And we had a few like weddings that we did back then when it was just the two of us. Mm-hmm.
Chinese restaurant, right?
Chinese
Yes.
restaurants.
They loved us.
Yeah, they really loved us there. We could have had a whole tour of Chinese restaurants if we wanted to.
Well, I love when she did Steve Martin. And
That's right. We used to like to dress up a lot. Mhm. We did. That was a funny one though, because that was when the Steve Martin record had come out with the arrow in his head and the white suit. And so she put that on and I had some weird outfit on. And then I think we had a banjo or something. We were like plinking around with it.
Did not have a banjo. I don't remember the banjo.
I think so.
No banjo. Not on a gig. We might have had a banjo at the house, but
Yes.
we didn't take
I
it to a
think we
gig.
brought it to that show just because of it. We didn't play it, but I'm pretty sure for
That would
props.
have totally embarrassed myself if I tried to do that.
Not you,
You
me.
got a banjo at the house?
We did way back. But nobody
The truth comes out.
Yeah.
We like the banjo.
No, we like Steve Martin. So we did talk on one of our previous episodes about the gig that Mom got us where we brought our own alcohol into the bar. Mom, do you remember that show?
That was a foul. I don't think she remembered
I don't
that
think
one.
I was at that one.
No, you were. We were. She was underage.
No, she was not at the bar.
She wasn't at there?
No.
Oh, really?
No, she was not there.
Oh.
She wouldn't have let us do that.
I wouldn't.
That I'm just going to tell you. She would not have let us do that. That was our own brain
Oh, those are.
child.
Well, that's the gigs that you've played with sheet music. Remember? And you brought it all. And then those two
Yes.
country men that did it, a country act came to help you out and show you how to.
Memorize stuff.
Hey, it's
You
not
need to-
cool to bring your sheet music and a little light on the top of your, like you're in band.
In like the little silver stand.
I mean, I know we did that in elementary school and middle school and high school band, but maybe not do that in a real gig.
Yeah, now they use iPads.
Now they use iPads.
No,
That's right.
No, we memorize.
No, but people use iPads.
I know. Next Christmas show,
Your
I'm
band
using one.
uses iPads.
For a Christmas show, I'm using one next year.
No,
Oh.
you'll have it.
Just for like one song.
This one song.
You won't need it because we've been playing them every time we
I
get together.
know.
Like I
That's
said,
right.
I know, right?
I have a question for you, Andy.
What's that, Alice?
Okay. How did you choose the guitar to play, and who helped you get the guitar, and how young were you?
Let's see. Well, my mother played piano, and we had a horrible organ at the house. It's nice organ. Anyway, she would have liked me to play piano for sure, but I didn't want any part of that. She bought me a guitar. She bought. Well, my sister had a like a nylon string guitar, like a folk guitar. And so I played on that for a while. And then my mother came home with an electric guitar once.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's her fault. And she
It's
probably,
all her
I was
fault.
13.
Yes.
13 years old.
13.
Yes.
And, but I don't think she thought I would take it like seriously, like all the way. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't have bought it for me.
You know, it's really funny.
I don't know,
I
yeah.
started playing guitar at 13.
Yeah.
How come I'm not as good?
Right.
What instructor helped you the most,
So,
inspired you the most?
Well, I used to take lessons from this older jazz guitar player that was in my neighborhood. It was like everybody took lessons from him, Ray Gogarty.
Ooh.
And he, at some point, I decided this is what I want to do. So I got into a music school, and he signed the, paper recommendation that you needed
Go
to do.
Ray. Shout out to Ray.
I actually was thinking going to Berkeley up in Boston.
Yeah.
And so I went up there one summer to check it out. And there were so many guitar players walking around the street. This is true. I was
It
like,
is true.
no, I don't want any part of that. So I went back down to the University of Miami where they had like 37 as opposed to like,
500.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Smart thinking.
So
And it's
Ray
much
Gogarty,
warmer in Miami.
that's true.
How did you decide to come up to Nashville?
You obviously didn't watch the last podcast.
Yes.
Yes,
go
I
on
did.
then.
I just remembered. I wanted him to repeat it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I see this is where your daughter gets this from, man.
Yeah.
You will do this. No, just kidding.
I want you to say it again in your own words. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
These.
Say it.
Okay.
Because I was playing in clubs in Florida, and I'm not going to say dead end, but I just wanted to see, if there was something else besides that. So, it's either LA, New York, Nashville. This was the place.
He came here.
Yes.
New York, too cold. Nashville, just right.
Yeah.
I concur.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're very glad that Andy moved to Nashville so that we
Yes.
can meet him and make music all together.
Yes.
For all these
I
years.
concur.
I concur. Not that you're glad. I'm glad.
I'm glad you're glad.
We're all glad.
How many years after you got to Nashville did you meet Debbie and Julie?
I'm thinking, let's see, about 12 years, I believe.
Ooh.
I got a question for you. Can you get us a gig up in Loudon again over NASCAR?
I know.
That's right.
We did.
That's true, you did.
Yeah.
That's
there
right.
was no doubt about who they needed. The people that worked
Square D.
Dad needed an act, and this one friend of Dad's goes, "Let's get the girls from Nashville."
Yes. It was a lot of fun.
Love that guy.
I do too. Love
so
that guy.
It was the Square D car. Square D was here in Tennessee. And so
Kenny Wallace.
we got to
Oh, right.
we got to go perform for their people on all these different shows at all these different races. I guess they weren't shows; they were races.
The show where they ride around this big track. It's a show.
It's a show where we get to play.
Are they making left turns or right turns, Deb?
They're always going to the left.
All right, just
To
checking.
the left, to the left. Unless you're in Europe, maybe they go to the right. I don't know.
Good question.
I'd never been to a NASCAR race before, and
I had neither.
so we'd get done playing, and then you could go in the
Oh,
stands. So we had to get out
Yeah.
of there, and
Dad would always
Yeah.
say, "You got to go turn 3. That's where you got to stand." And so we'd stand there and let the cars come at you.
it's like hockey. People go, and they are living for the accident to happen, and they're all or a fight in hockey. They all got the headphones on, and as soon as the accident happens, they all get up,
Oh, yeah.
and then they're back down.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think the biggest thing, or not the biggest thing, but the most shocking part for me was when we were standing right when the race started and they all started coming and you could feel the vibrations of the cars and how loud it was, but just like the physical feeling of it, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like I get now why people go there. Like
smell
if they're,
of it, too.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
smell and just like all the excitement of the fans. It was a really incredible experience actually.
Yeah.
Because I had never experienced anything like that before.
Getting to walk through the pits and stuff was
Yeah.
really cool too.
And to be that close. We
Yeah.
got to be very close. We had good seats.
And we got Al Perkins to go up there. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Forgot all
right.
about
That was
that.
a pretty big deal. Shout out to Al.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Larry Adamanwick and Al, two of her players. We tried to steal away
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
for a couple gigs.
Yeah.
Shazam!
Ooh.
You know, last week I thought that was the best one, but I'm pretty sure that one beat it.
I think that was pretty good too.
It was pretty good.
What are we looking at?
Ooh, I think I know what time it is.
What time is it?
Chuck it or keep it!
Who is that? Andy brought something to the
Ooh.
table.
Me likey, me likey.
Tell us about it.
So, what you got here is a Cordoba GK Studio Negra.
Corinthian leather.
Fine laminated Corinthian leather.
Sorry.
This would be your flamenco guitar,
Oh.
or their version of a flamenco guitar.
Charo.
Too bad
Yes.
Mom wasn't still here. She
I
would
know.
love to hear
I know we
that.
got to get those records from her.
I know. I think we wore her out,
We had tons of them.
but she did great.
She did awesome.
So,
Tell us about this guitar.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I don't play flamenco, but I dabble in classical guitar, like anybody who may have caught a previous show.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is like very similar nylon strings, but they're built a little differently. And this one, for one, is easier to play, and that was the whole motivation for finding
Easier's
this,
good.
getting this.
That doesn't happen very often.
So yeah, so on the front of it are these little plastic pieces, which are called, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, golpeadors.
Is that for the tapping of the fingers?
You are very smart. It is, which I don't do. And I would think that, so I've seen people, they pull it off of there. I've thought about it, but I'm just going to leave it because I know I'll wreck the guitar if I do that. Because I'm thinking
Yeah.
plastic on the front of your guitar. So,
Yeah.
so Negra, they call it, because I believe most flamenco guitars are made of cypress, a lighter wood, and it's brighter. This is rosewood,
It's very pretty.
laminated, but still pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spruce top, rosewood back and sides. I think the binding is maple, I believe.
Ooh, yeah, it's pretty.
Fretboard is rosewood.
Hmm.
The neck is mahogany. And so it's a little thinner than classical guitars.
For
I think
a certain reason.
I think just to add to the brightness of it,
Oh.
because their flamencos are a little livelier,
Yes.
And this has got a little something extra.
twangier, as in electronics.
I was
It does.
wondering.
Over here, pickup with a little microphone in there also.
wow.
Sounds pretty good plugged in. So we will find out about that live.
What about the hardware up top? That's really beautiful from the
Hardware,
side.
that is,
Yes,
I forget what the brand is, but here's,
it's pretty.
I will say that I've had two. One is getting chucked.
Oh,
Oh, no.
And this
make-
one, the tuning peg broke, brand new, and it happened on this one. But I like it enough that I already replaced it and trying to get in touch with these people. Cordoba, if you're listening, is like really hard. I just went ahead and did it myself.
where is Cordoba located?
These are Chinese guitars, so but I believe they make some in Spain, the higher models. This is not.
Oh.
This is a affordable model, but it sounds good, easy to play.
Yeah.
And also the difference between flamenco and classical. I'm sure somebody will correct me, but the angle is a little flatter on flamenco guitar, so it's a little easier to play. The strings are down lower, and it's a little twangier because of that. But if you go easy, you can make it sound sweet, like when you play classical pieces on it.
Yeah, I heard you play a little bit earlier. It sounded beautiful.
Anyway, thank you.
It did.
So are we going to keep it or chuck it?
I know this sounds incredible, but we're keeping it.
No!
Yes. Can't wait to play it with y'all.
I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it plugged in.
That is
Most excellent.
stunning that we have a keep it from Andy Moe.
I
I
right?
know. Amazing.
All right. We look forward to hearing some flamenco. Oh, I mean some classical music.
Right. We're gonna.
Yeah.
I'll try. See if I can do.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
You guys gonna dance while I do it?
No, we're gonna learn Malagueña and
right.
play it with you.
Excellent. Excellent.
On the trumpet? Okay.
Yeah. We need
Kidding.
to talk
No.
about that.
No.
Don't ever bring that. But saxophone. Don't ever bring that either. No, but I would.
We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Hey.
Shazam!
Oh, well, as you know, we have been trying to get the perfect sound here at Studio 30 in a live setting with our instruments and singing. And so it's been a little bit difficult and challenging. Yes. So we tried something new out. And so that brings us to our favorite portion of the show. Let's talk gear. Yes.
Well, last week we had 3 lovely ladies from Ear Trumpet Labs here for a test ride,
We sure
did.
did.
courtesy of Blackbird Audio Rentals. Edwina,
Ooh.
Josephine, and Myrtle,
Oh, I
all
love.
beauties.
Oh, I loved meeting the girls. My favorite was Josephine. She was so pretty.
Yes, I loved all of the ladies. I thought they were super sweet sounding. I loved how they look. And I love Josephine too, but my favorite was Myrtle.
Oh,
What do you think, Andy?
Well, that's why we're 3-0. Edwina.
Oh, you liked Edwina.
But I wouldn't throw any of them out.
no, I wouldn't either.
You
No.
wouldn't kick them out of bed, Andy.
I wasn't going to say that as far as you know.
I could read your mind.
No,
Short book.
I was really amazed at what they sounded like. It was,
Yeah.
it just really sounded beautiful. Huge sound.
Yeah. Very little to do to any of them. It was great. So what we did was we set all 3 up and we kind of played musical microphones.
Did.
We would play a little bit, move on down the line, switch positions, play a little bit, and do the same thing several times just so we could see what they were like.
Yeah. And subtle differences.
Definitely.
But they all sounded fantastic.
Yeah.
Like how I would, want it to sound.
I can see why they are so popular now.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too.
It
Yes.
is definitely helping us on our quest for the perfect acoustic sound on stage.
I know. And on Studio 30 right here.
Yes.
Here's a clip.
So it was pretty difficult to tell which one I liked more.
Okay.
I liked them all.
Me too.
Julie's J200, I thought sounded great through Josephine.
I did too.
But then when we switched, sounded mighty fine there. So, and Edwina I had on my guitar close up, I think.
It sounded beautiful.
Yeah.
Full, big, round sound. Thought it sounded
Yeah.
great.
I could love any of them. But
Yes.
What did you think about the vocals? So they were a little bit far back.
yeah, we were going in between, which a lot of people do, trying to get both. But we're gonna try to put a separate mic on vocals.
Yes. And I'd like to chime in about mandolin. So
Absolutely.
mandolin has, for me, been a big challenge to get it to sound like a mandolin anywhere when it's mic'd up. And so when I heard my mandolin on the 3 different mics, I was super excited. Number one, I thought it picked it up really well, and I wasn't having to play any louder than I normally would. But I also loved how you could hear the high notes as well as you could hear the low notes, but it wasn't super bassy for me. And I think, Andy, which was the mic that was on this end? Which was that?
That was Josephine.
Josephine. I think I
Yeah.
liked Josephine, but I also
Yeah.
liked Edwina as well for my mandolin. I think they all sounded great.
I concur.
I concur.
Well, I think we should get them.
I do too.
I concur.
What are we going to start with?
Well, I think we've all decided 3 Edwinas on the instruments.
Okay, I like that plan. And then the vocals, I'm thinking we try out a Josephine and a Myrtle and do the same switcheroo on the vocals before we decide on vocals. What do you guys think?
I think that's a great idea.
Sounds like a plan.
I think
All right.
that sounds like a good plan.
Excellent.
I'm excited.
I know, I am too.
All
I
right.
am too, because this part's been tricky.
Yes.
You know, doing the recording and doing it right here in Studio 30.
You know, we've had several guests on where we've tried it and it just didn't pick everyone up the way we had hoped. And so, like we've been talking about every time we do the show, we're trying to find the perfect acoustic sound on stage, but we didn't think it would be hard here in the studio
Yes.
as well. So we're getting close so that when we do have guests on going forward, we can record them in a way that they would be proud to have it shown as well as ourselves.
Yes, and really showcase their skill.
Yes.
We're close.
We're so close. We're so close. And this has definitely been Andy's mission. He is the one that's sort of spearheading this
Yes.
for the whole team. And I think we should be able to show that to you on our next episode. Well, actually, I guess it would be 2 episodes from now by the time we get it all figured out and show you what we end up purchasing.
Oh,
Woohoo!
I like it. A plan.
Right
We did
on.
that exactly at the same time.
Imagine that.
I know, we can't help ourselves.
Shazam!
Woo! Wow, here we are.
Hey, Mom, I know that you have seen every episode of our podcast. So can you tell me what comes next?
Yes, I can. It's Yorba's time.
That's right.
Oh, excellent.
Have you ever tried a yerba mate, Alice?
No, I have not.
Oh.
And
Well, Mom and I have, I don't know if you know this, but we have a tradition. Every time that Deb finishes or finalizes the podcast, we premiere it at our house together and put the laptop up. Sometimes we put it on the big screen and we watch it on the TV. So maybe if you like your yerbas, maybe we can add that to our tradition.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Okay.
All right.
Should we try it?
Yes.
All right. You need help? Ah, gotcha. All right. Cheers.
Cheers to the best fan club president there ever was.
Oh,
Thank
You're best.
Yakis.
Guacky, guacky, guac.
Koyaki.
Charles.
Wait, what?
What did he say?
Guayaki, guyaki. I can't even do it.
That
It's
was
pretty
Chaz
impressive.
was doing that.
Guayaki?
It's very
pretty
funny.
good.
It's the name of the company,
Yes.
which we just only found out recently.
Yes, I thought, Mom, I thought Yerba Mate was the brand, but it's not. It's this here, Guayaki.
Oh.
So I've been
Guayaki.
calling it this the whole time. And then I went to Whole Foods and saw a wall of Yerba Mates, all different brands. And I'm like,
wow.
Yerba Mate is, what did we say it was, a flower?
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
Cranberry.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hey, I just remembered. I do have another question for your mom.
Oh.
Mrs. Doyle, or as I like to call her, Alice, my fan club president.
Yay!
Other than your daughters, Sisters Wade, Revival, who are some of your favorite all-time musical acts?
Okay, number
Singers.
one is Emmylou Harris.
Oh.
Wow.
Good choice.
Excellent.
And I always like the Eagles. I love them.
Oh, yes.
And Vince Gill and his wife. And I could go on and on, but
Keep
of
going,
course,
keep going.
I should say Charlie Daniels.
Yeah,
because
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
he
Bring
was
to that.
like a second father to them when they were with him and his wife, Hazel. And we got to meet him.
And you liked Patsy Cline.
Oh, I love
Right.
Patsy Cline.
And who else did you like from like the early days? Elvis.
Yeah, who did you listen to when you were a kid? Like 16-ish.
I'm trying to think. Well, it was Elvis Presley. The first time I heard him was 1955 when I was 17 years old. And we all loved him. Of course, we love Frank Sinatra, too, because I grew up listening to all of my older siblings, and they were like the big bands, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's why
Me too.
Glenn Miller and all, I mean,
Sure.
it's probably, nobody probably knows what I'm talking about.
I do.
We do.
But Glenn
Well,
Miller
do.
and Benny Goodman.
Yes.
Tommy Dorsey.
Oh, yeah.
Dorsey,
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
good one.
all of them. And that, it's sad, but they were, it kind of went out of style. But then Saturday night was Lawrence Welk, and he brought it all back.
Oh.
And I
Anakani.
yeah, I still watch him on Saturday
Thank you,
night.
You know
Anakani.
what? I've turned it on a few times recently.
A sissy and a bobby.
And Mom,
Take it away.
Hey, Mom, you told me a couple years ago that you had watched a documentary on Django and Reinhardt and that you liked that music too.
Gypsy
That
music.
gentleman was amazing. I've got his book.
Yes.
And he was a gypsy, and in Europe they travel from town to town. And one time he got near a fire, I guess, and it burnt his hand. But he still learned to play. I think it was his right hand that he burnt. And he continued on during World War II, and then they brought him over here to New York. I think it was in the 50s, and he played in New York City. Yeah.
Who else did you like?
Well, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Herb Albert.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was waiting for. We grew up listening to all those records.
This explains the trumpet.
Yeah,
Okay.
And we used to live in El Paso, Texas, which was a border town to Juarez, and they played all the Spanish music and
Mariachi.
mariachi bands, and oh, I love them. And
Yep.
we bought, Dad and I had a huge collection of Mexican guitar playing, which
Yes.
you'd love. I still have one.
Oh, I
wow.
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, and one of the bands was in Mexico. They usually use the whole family, and they had a 12-foot marimba,
Yeah.
and the uncles played on it. I think there was 6 guys, and then they had the Spanish continued. But I love Mexican music,
Yes.
and Linda Ronstadt is one of the.
Ah, Linda Ronstadt. Yes.
She could sing anything.
So I remember growing up. So I didn't listen to a lot of pop music growing up, but I remember you came home one day. You were so excited, and you had a record by someone named Cher. And I remember going, "Who's Cher?" And there was a song on there, "Gypsy Tramps and Thieves," and I love that song. And I remember, like, some of my fondest memories. We'd be in the kitchen, and that would be playing on the record player. That song, like, over and over and over again. Cher.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's great.
Yes.
Yeah, there's so many.
Well, that's a really
Eclectic.
I was just going to say
Yeah.
eclectic group,
Yeah.
but I love that because I feel the same way. I love all different kinds of music for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
All right, this explains a few things here.
Well, Mom, every guest that we have on
Yes.
our podcast, we always have a gift for them.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't give it to you because when you came in, we were all talking and kind of forgot. But since I was sitting here, I thought it would be fun that we, as the podcast Chicks with Gear with Andy Most, would love to give you a departing gift. And also because it is Mother's Day,
Oh,
we
yes.
have here some beautiful flowers.
Oh,
that
they are
beautiful,
very
just
beautiful.
like
Oh,
you.
they're beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I love this color.
And here is a special thank you card.
thank you.
From the three of us.
Thank you.
And look, your person there signed it for you.
I love this. Thank you very much. Love this.
And wait, there's more.
There's more.
wait.
So I got my autograph.
You do. They'll be on eBay tomorrow, guys. Here, I'll take the flowers for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just kidding. You can't keep those.
Sorry, I'm making all kinds of crackling noises. Andy's going to have fun editing that up.
I wanted one of these. Thank you.
She's got her Andy Most cup.
Yeah.
And what do you got there, Mom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's-
magical.
That's great.
Those glow in the dark, by the way.
Chick with the gear.
Chicks with Gear and Andy Most.
Andy
This
Most
true
gear.
story, I didn't tell you. Bob found that thing. He
No.
likes hair ties, and he found that, and he walks around the house with it.
Is it glowing in the dark?
Yeah,
You're
no.
welcome.
Thank
That's
you.
funny.
I was trying to get a
Thank
picture
you.
of it.
That's funny.
Yes.
Thank
You're
You're welcome.
welcome. We love
Thank
you,
you. We
Mom.
love you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Well, I hate to say it, but that's all we have for today.
Oh man.
I know. It goes by so fast. And but please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That would help us so much, and we really appreciate y'all tuning in.
And if you have any questions or something you'd like us to talk about, comment below, and we just might answer you.
And until next time,
Don't you worry about it.